this room ever had somebody say to you, what kind of attention would you like from me? Well, I never did, so I just assume that nobody else has. Relationships have changed when you ask somebody what kind of attention they want from you. However, you have to know what kind of attention that is. And none of us have the same needs for attention. Some of us need space. Some of us want to be with people all the time. Some people are shy. Some people are extroverted. The first thing we really have to do to get the kind of attention that we need is determine what kind of attention that is. Because what happens if you expect others to give you the kind of attention you need and want? What happens?
Disappointment.
What?
Disappointment.
Total disappointment. Because they don't know. And then we get angry, and then we get pissed, and then we withdraw. That's what happens. So we have to be able to tell people exactly what kind we need. Now that's a whole process to go through. This is for you all to go through. Because when you're in a conversation with somebody and you can feel your stomach tightening up or the stress in your body coming, and you know that something's out, there's time for a conversation right there. I'm not feeling, something's out in our conversation right now. I need to ask for your kind of attention. For instance, you all have cell phones. I have a cell phone. How many of you see people having dinner with each other and the cell phone goes on the table first and they don't talk to each other? They're all talking on the telephone. How do they feel when they go out for dinner with somebody and the other person is talking on the cell phone? What do you think they feel like?
Neglected.
Thank you. Neglected, dismissed, don't matter, doesn't matter. So not only do we have to, pardon me?
Not acceptable, not to be accepted.
Absolutely. Unacceptable, because if I was really acceptable, that person would put their cell phone away and talk to me. I don't know how our kids are growing up right now. It concerns me a great deal. Because they are not learning to have conversations. They would rather text everybody. My first real passion is the impact of TV viewing on children and families. I ran a nonprofit organization in Los Angeles about that. Because, as you all know, I hope, television is not our friend. It can be, but it isn't, because it's designed to make us buy things. That's why it's in business. I've heard them say we are in the business of selling eyeballs to advertisers. That's what they do. They will also tell us, well, television doesn't have an impact on anybody. And I will say to them, then why do advertisers spend millions of dollars advertising to us? So for the most part, much of our behavior is coming from the outside, from the television set. If you buy this kind of perfume, all the guys will love you. If you wear this shirt, all the ladies will love you. If you cook this, you'll be healthy. Well, guess what? It's not true. It's just not true. Those people are paid to advertise so they can sell their whatever they're selling. When I was running around doing my work, I had a film that I would show to everybody that I talked to about how the commercials are made purposely so people will run around and buy things, and if they can't buy things, they feel bad about themselves. So my work is to build up the inside of us as opposed to what's coming from the outside. If I'm not clear, ask me questions, please. Because if you don't know what your primary need is and how to get that primary need, you can't really be an actualized person or a healthy person or a contributing person because you're always angry. If they knew who I was, well, tell them who you are. This is what I need. When you ask somebody, let's say you ask a friend, I'd like to give you the kind of attention you need if you'll tell me. They may not know. It's a possibility they may not know. If they don't know, your next sentence is, tell me when you know, because I'd like to be able to give it to you if I could. That lets them off the hook, they're thinking about it, and they can come back and tell you at another time. Now, at this point, does anybody have another question? I need questions, because I got a lot of answers. Yes, Celeste.
I would like to know how, okay, as a child, if someone lacks attention, and of course there's a consequence on their adult life, how do you get past that?
How,
So
That's
someone
okay.
has a lack of attention as a child, and of course there are consequences on their adult life. How do they get past that?
Did everybody hear Celeste's question? It's a great question. You have to be aware that something is out in your life. That's what you have to decide at the beginning. For instance, if people are not treating you right, if you're not doing what